Today, we're diving into a football match that was, well, anything but ordinary. A total roller coaster from start to finish.
So, Manchester United snatched a dramatic 3-2 win against Burnley. But listen, that final score? It doesn't even begin to tell the whole story. So the big question is, right? How did a game that looked like total domination just completely descend into last-second chaos and a desperate, frantic victory? Let's get into it and unpack this tale of two very different halves.
All right, first things first, let's set the stage. You got to understand the context here. Manchester United and their new manager, Ruben Amorim, were under some serious pressure after a really tough start to the season.
So yeah, this was not just another game. Coming into this match at Old Trafford, it was an absolute, no questions asked must-win. They desperately needed it to calm some nerves and just get their season back on track.
Okay, so into the first half. And look, United started the match exactly how they would have drawn it up. They came out with this aggressive, high-intensity game that just completely overwhelmed Burnley.
I mean, they were in total control, just dictating the play right from the first whistle. But, and this is a big but, a familiar and, let's be honest, frustrating problem popped up again. A real lack of that killer instinct in front of goal.
And you know what's crazy is that despite all that control, the breakthrough only came from a slice of luck, an own goal. And then, to make matters worse, two key injuries completely wrecked the rhythm, leaving them looking a bit, well, vulnerable.
And this slide really just captures the core frustration for United and their fans, right? All that possession, all those shots, and yet you look at the scoreboard and it's telling a completely different, much tighter story. Okay, so let's get into the second half, because whatever control they had in those first 45 minutes, well, it was about to completely evaporate into absolute chaos.
And boom, Burnley comes out fighting after the break, and it pays off. Their striker, Lyle Foster, jumps all over some of United's defensive weaknesses to level the score. Just like that, it's a brand new game.
But wait, just 1 minute later, in this absolutely frantic response, new signing Bryan Mbeumo smashes home his first league goal for the club to put United back in front. The crowd goes wild, thinking the danger had passed.
This was just a total shift in momentum. Like one match report put it perfectly, the game descended into a chaotic and frantic end-to-end affair. Any semblance of control? Yeah, that was completely gone.
And then, disaster strikes. A single, really costly mistake from United's keeper undoes their lead, and just like that, the result is thrown right back into doubt. You could literally feel the tension just skyrocket inside that stadium.
So, here we are. The score is tied 2-2, the clock is ticking deep into stoppage time, and it all comes down to one final, incredibly dramatic sequence.
I mean, everything, the whole game came down to this one single moment. After a super tense, lengthy VAR check, the entire weight of the result falls onto the captain's shoulders. And in the 97th minute, under all that pressure, he delivered. What a moment of pure redemption.
So, okay, a massive 3 points for Manchester United, for sure. But what does this chaotic performance actually tell us about this team moving forward? That's the real question.
You know, when you look at the key performances, they really tell the story of the whole match in miniature, don't they? You had that individual brilliance from guys like Fernandes and Mbeumo, a massive game-changing moment from Ahmad, and then that costly error from Bayender that nearly threw it all away.
And really, this gets to the heart of the paradox for Manchester United, doesn't it? On one hand, the win totally showcased their incredible attacking potential, but on the other, it also laid bare those significant, persistent problems they still have at the back.
And I think that's the ultimate takeaway here. The victory, it provides massive relief, a huge confidence boost, no doubt about it. But it leaves behind just as many questions as it answers for the future of this team under their new manager. It was a thrilling win, for sure. But the performance? Well, that shows there's still a very long way to go.